Persona 5 Royal introduces a lot of changes and additions, beyond the heavily talked about new characters and extended story. I recently released a video covering most of the changes in the game, as spoiler-free as I could. As a supplement to that video, I've started a series in which I take some of the more prominent changes and go more in depth with them, such as with baton pass and technical damage. Today, I'd like to cover the changes and additions to a part of the game that many players will spend a lot of time with. My name is Rosalind, and today, we're going to be taking a look at the Velvet Room and how it has changed in Persona 5 Royal. Before we get into the video, I would just like to remind you that I do stream most days over at twitch.tv/RosalindGaming. I will leave a link in the video description down below. Also, I'll leave links to the baton pass and technical changes videos as well in case you would like to check them out too. The Velvet Room is an integral part of any Persona title. Aside from the standard leveling process, it's the place in which the player can most directly affect their relative power level within the game. With the release of Persona 5 Royal, two big additions have been added: fusion alerts and challenge battles. As soon as you secure a treasure route in Kaneshiro's palace, and return to the palace entrance, you'll be introduced to fusion alerts. From this point on, you'll have a random chance after any encounter within a palace or mementos to trigger a fusion alert. You will know one has triggered by a cell door with a red aura appearing briefly in the middle of the screen after a battle. If you're mid-exploration and happen to forget that one has triggered, you can always return to the start of a palace or mementos and check the Velvet Room door. If its usual blue glow is now red, a fusion alert has been triggered. Before we move on, I should mention that it is possible to forcibly trigger a fusion alert, as well as greatly increase the chance that one will trigger while exploring the metaverse. To do so, you simply need to increase your confidant rank with the fortune teller to rank 8. Once you've done that, speak to her on a day when it is not raining or snowing to make use of her new ability. Fusion alerts provide a number of benefits when using the various functions of the Velvet Room. When fusing Persona, for example, you'll be able to carry over the maximum number of abilities possible. What this means is that, if there are 6 open ability slots on the resulting Persona, you'll be able to carry over 6 abilities. Additionally, the resulting Persona will receive bonus stats. These stats are in addition to any other stats that may be gained via the fusion process. Finally, anywhere from 1 to 3 of the resulting Persona's abilities may be highlighted after it has been successfully fused, indicating that you may choose to let them transform into different abilities. While it's random what an ability can transform into, they tend to change into a related ability, such as Bufu becoming Bufudyne, or Null Physical becoming Absorb Physical. Do note, however, that allowing the abilities to transform is all or nothing. If 2 abilities are highlighted for transformation, you can't choose to have one transform and not the other. That being said, you can always opt to not have any abilities transform if you are satisfied with the Persona as is. When sacrificing one Persona to another during a fusion alert, the amount of experience gained will be drastically increased. You will also find that there is a chance to pass down more than one ability from a sacrificed Persona. I can't confirm the maximum number of abilities that can be passed down, but the most I remember seeing was 2. And finally, when turning a Persona into an item, the resulting item will be of higher quality. For example, turning Metatron into an item will result in a 330 attack gun for Joker that also provides a +5 bonus to all stats. Doing the same thing while under a fusion alert will result in a 350 attack gun that provides a +6 bonus to all stats. The same is true for skill cards. Turning Lilim into a skill card normally results in an Ice Boost skill card. Turning her into one during a fusion alert, however, will result in an Ice Amp skill card. In fact, many skill cards in the game can only be obtained through turning Persona into them during a fusion alert. Hey, I'm just jumping in here with a quick edit. I forgot to mention the risks as well as the ways to turn off a fusion alert. The main risk to fusion alerts is that anytime you perform any sort of fusion action, whether it's fusing a Persona, sacrificing a Persona, or turning one into an item, the chances for you to fail increase drastically. Also, to stop a fusion alert, you can simply talk to the twins, you can leave the Velvet Room, or if you happen to fail any of the actions, such as fusing a Persona, the alert will end. Just make sure you save before you do anything. The other big addition besides fusion alerts is the addition of challenge battles. These become available as soon as you return to the Velvet Room while exploring Kamoshido's palace, and are accessed by talking to the twins inside. There are a number of different types of challenge battles with varying difficulty levels. The challenging part of these battles doesn't necessarily come from the battles themselves, rather, it comes from scoring a certain amount of points while also finishing the battles. Challenge battles usually consist of 2 or more rounds of enemies, and the player is awarded points whenever they deal damage to enemies, with more damage equaling more points. And based on the number of points you acquire, you're awarded up to 3 prizes. Each battle also has 3 modifiers that, when utilized, provide a significant boost in points. While varying between difficulty levels, these modifiers follow a similar pattern. Completing the challenge in a certain number of turns will award a large sum of points. Dealing damage with a certain character and/or with a certain element will also see a multiplier applied to points gained. It's also easy enough to plan and formulate a strategy around each battle, as you can do them as many times as you like, and the enemies at each difficulty level are preset. Furthermore, any HP or MP lost during a challenge battle is replenished after you're done, regardless of whether you win or lose. Do note, however, that any consumable items used will not be replenished. And while that's about it for challenge battles, I can't mention them without talking about one of Persona 5 Royal's few downsides. You see, while there are a good number of different types of challenge battles, most of them are unfortunately locked behind paid DLC, and this includes the ones against the protagonists from previous Persona titles. It sucks, but it is what it is. As a last little note, I do want to mention that I believe that Network Fusion has also received some improvements. However, as I have never used Network Fusion in both the original game and in Royal, I don't really feel qualified to talk about it, so I hope you understand. And with that, we have come to the end of the video. I didn't mention the Persona trait system as I had originally planned, because I've decided to do a dedicated video on changes to Persona, which should be out soon. If you found this video helpful and informative, please be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Also, feel free to ask any questions you may have in the comment section below. Alternatively, you can catch me over at twitch.tv/RosalindGaming, where I'd be happy to answer anything I can. Until next time, take care.